you have certain content online, when you're posting them, what, like, are you afraid of the Muslim community and their reaction, that what they would say and how they would react?
So that's a really good question. It depends. It depends on on what the content is. If I
Mhm.
would never ever make a content attacking Muslims or
Of
saying
course.
bad things about them, because if I do, then I should fear that. But
Mhm.
like at the same time, it's like I don't ever like attacking a certain person. I just like to respond and react to what happens to me. Like I
Mhm.
feel like I would get a lot of criticism from the Muslim community, and their criticism is very harsh because I hold them at a high regard. Muslims are like brothers and sisters to me. Like if your
Yeah.
older brother is telling you, you're not a Muslim, what is this? Astaghfirullah, do this, do that, put your wife in a hijab. It hurts, and I know I'm supposed to develop a thick skin. I've been on the internet for a while, and I have developed that thick skin. It hurts, and sometimes I wouldn't fear what their reaction would be, but I would be upset what the reaction would be if I did something that was kind of against the community or something like that. But at the same time, it's like one thing I fear is Allah. That's the major thing that I fear. Alhamdulillah. But it's like I don't fear other Muslims. I just fear Allah, and I only get upset. I'm just weary. That's the word. I get weary of how the response is gonna be. But if it's an artistic choice, because at the
Mhm.
end of the day, I'm also an artist, and I look at things at a certain way. When the art I make doesn't really represent who I am in my personal life. Like I live. I try to be as honest as possible, like with you and on the internet. And I think sometimes that can be a problem. But yeah, as you see, I try to be as honest as possible. If it's an artistic choice, I really don't mind what they're gonna say or what they think, because at the same day, it's like it can be something that can be beneficial in the future. We never know. But if it was something against or attacked, of course I would listen and take what they have to say. But I don't fear. No.
Okay, thank you so much for answering that.
Yeah.
You said artistic choice. I mean,
Yeah.
now being the artist, are you on YouTube for reason to, uh, like, when you're creating content, what is the drive behind? Okay, for example, if you're doing the same thing, so I understand that. That's why I'm asking this question. When you're
Yeah.
clicking that upload button, is it the revenue? Is it like the art or the view? I mean, which one is pushing more? If you can
So
share
that's
with
a
us.
that's a that's a very good question. I mean, we could ask that question to anybody. What's the reason we
Mm.
get up in the morning? You know,
Yeah.
why do we have a house? How do we get that house? How do we feed our family? Everything we do in our life is to make
Hmm.
money because we have people to support. And the way we choose to take that route varies. For me, the first thing that really pushes me, because when I started YouTube, I was
Hmm.
not making a penny. I was doing it purely for the fun and for the art.
Hmm.
But now I would say it's all of them, because if I only choose the revenue, then I could go and do the biggest trend and do the craziest thing and just do a vlog daily and I'll make the most money. But I'm not doing that. If it's the art, then I would make some crazy artistic film that no one will really understand, but if it fulfills me like artistically, but at the same time it's not going to go anywhere and it might make people be like, what is this? So it's a balance that I have to find. I need to make that revenue, but how can I also make content that feels fulfilling for me, not embarrassing, where I could reach the most amount of people, you know and at the same time get paid for it, because I have to sustain my life, I have to sustain my family and where I live and stuff like that. So I have to find that balance, and the one thing that really truly does pull all of that is what makes me happy. What makes me happy, and how I go about it.
But,
And
but
that's the
do
major
you
thing,
think
yeah.
social media is the right place for search for happiness? Because I know you have to compete a lot of people, you have to beat the
Yep.
algorithm, you have to feed the beast, and there are a
Yep.
lot of things going on. People don't understand behind the scene. When you're
That's right.
uploading something, okay, what's going on? Why it's not moving? Why it's not going supposed to be,
Yeah.
viral? Why it's not? So, do you think it's the right place to search for happiness and at least try to be happy here? Do you think it's the right place?
It's not for everybody. I'm an
Mhm.
actor. I've been acting since the sixth grade doing Shakespeare and just performing. For me, like performing is like taking a breath of air. Being creative is like breathing to me, you know. But for other people who are getting into YouTube just for that, just to feel like, oh, this is gonna make me happy and stuff like that, then that's not a good choice. It's not for everybody. You know, I see a lot of people going into YouTube trying to emulate or copy someone else. It's not for you. You have to, if you're an artist and you want an outlet to express yourself, YouTube can be a great way. The reason why I say it makes me happy is because I'm able to share my content. I'm able to share my art. But I'm not happy because of like, oh, the numbers and this and that. If you notice, I'm not really active in social media that much either. Like I do have an Instagram, I do have a Twitter, but if it weren't for the business and for like the sponsors and everything that required to have those things, I wouldn't have them. I never liked Instagram, never liked Twitter. I really didn't activate on them. I have them only for the business reasons, to be like, here's my following, this is what we can do, this is the package we could provide. It's all for the business, but at the same time, I think you are hitting a point that's very important. Social media will never bring anyone happiness. I don't care who it is. It will never bring anybody happiness, because you're always going to find someone living a better life than you, which you think is living a better life than you, because you don't know what's actually going behind the scenes. So we become our own enemies. Like, oh, he's living what I want to do. He's doing what I want to do. He has all this money. He has this nice car. Oh, look what he's doing. But recently, I don't know if you know Dan Belzerian. He was like, he has a big beard. He's like muscular guy, and he is like living the life with all these women and cars and money. And it turned out he was faking it all. He just got exposed like a week ago. So it lets
I
you
read an
see.
article actually that I'm
Yeah.
paying a company, they're sending me the news every week from the top companies, what's going on.
Yeah.
50 million somebody lost, it was faking and everything. Is it that?
So
No,
he
no,
just
he
got
lost
exposed.
50 million. He lost 50 million last year. Same
Oh,
man?
$50 million. Yeah, he lost that much money.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And it turned out he got the money from his father, and he didn't get it from like playing poker. It was just all fake. He created a lifestyle that people thought was real, and it wasn't. And a lot of I know a lot of people who looked up to him and like, oh, I wanna live that life. Have that much money where I can just do all this, but in reality, that wasn't his life. It was just all fake, all unreal, and that's something that people need to understand and also put in their mind. When you see someone, it's just, oh, okay, I'm happy for them, but don't be like, I wish I had that, because you don't know what's going on. You don't know their true
That's
life. So what you said is correct, absolutely.
That's true. What I'm trying to say is actually, if the same advice I'm giving to people, if you have values to offer, you have solutions for the problems, you have something to show to the world, most welcome on YouTube, most welcome on a social media platform. If you're coming searching for happiness, it's completely the wrong place, and people are not sharing the 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 real thing that's actually on social media, and the
Yeah.
struggle they're going through every day, with their families, with their brothers, and within their mind. And you can't learn more, you can't be really creative in other areas because you're mainly focused only in this area.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
I mean, I've never seen a person who is a YouTuber who has this in technology and real estate. No, he's doing only one thing because he can't focus on other things. He doesn't have time to read other books because he's only involved in one thing. So that's actually the point. uh, and I know, mashallah, you have done great things as well. My question is, you still have certain things online. Do you think that you will one day get rid of them? What I'm trying to say is not go back to the masjid and sit there and just, do the azkar 24/7. No, I'm not advocate of that. What I'm advocate of, that we Muslim, we should have ulama, we should have a duat, we should have artists, and we should have creative people. But whatever they do, they should do it with Islamic principle. You are a
Yeah.
businessman, do Islamic principle. You are a creator, do Islamic principle. You are a da'i, follow Quran Sunnah. It's not like you're a da'i, you're a dawah guy, then you're above the Quran Sunnah. No, you still
Yeah.
need to follow it. If you're
Yeah.
alim, you still need to do that. If you're a politician, you need to do that. If as a artist, as a creator, and you mashallah have a large following, and you still have certain things online, which of course I will not point out, do you think that you will get rid of them and
Of course.
come with ideas that will help inshallah the community?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's an ongoing thing, because I have contracts and things and sponsors, and sometimes the sponsors, they require you to have the videos up for a certain amount of time, and sometimes also like MCNs and networks require you to have a certain amount of videos in your library. So it is an ongoing process that I have where I'm taking down these videos that I'm not really proud of, that I'm very like embarrassing. This, I believe me, there's a lot that I take down that nobody knows about, that they haven't seen or forgot about, thankfully. But it's ongoing process, and yeah, for sure. But the ones that I'm very proud of, like, the very fun ones, the clean ones, of course, I'll keep on. But the ones that are just a little risque, that's yeah, that's definitely not going to be
Yeah. Excellent. Actually, from the business point of view as well, if you can make content for the Muslim audience, the demographic are huge, to be honest. Trust me. My
yeah.
latest company is targeting the Muslim audience. And of course, I will target the general audience. Uh, I'm not going to talk about it, just not here to market something. But the point
Yes.
is, if you can make content for the Muslim audience, is actually demographic is getting really, really huge because the internet is coming to the Muslim countries. They have a good internet right now. I will give you an example of Dirlish Arturul if you know the Turkish TV series, TV drama, Dirlish
I
Arturul.
know some. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, they have it in Urdu, and trust me, they had like I think 8 million subscribers in 1 month, and that was only in
Wow.
Urdu language. But what I'm trying to say is, coming from the product and service and content point of view, if even if you target Muslim audience, not making videos, for example, advising people, no, even it's a film, it's something else. But if you have the back of the Muslim audience, trust me, you will be even good off in the business.
Yeah, I know, and I believe that strongly. I believe that strongly. It's just that I don't want to. Sometimes I'll feel like I don't want to slip up. I don't want to slip up and do something wrong because they're also the very, very critical audience. Very, very, very critical sometimes. And I mean, I love every single viewer that I have, and whether they're Muslim or not. Uh, at the same time, it's like that was my mindset. There's like, oh, when we first started this, like, oh, no one is making Islamic content. It's a huge market, and let's tap into that. They need entertainment too. They want to laugh too. They want to have fun too. So let's tap into that. And it's in the business sense, it was great, but at the same time, it's like, like you guys say, it's like you have to think about it. Like what I really want to just go towards that market just for business, or is that really going to be my driving factor, or do I want to make people feel, because honestly, one of the major factors for me was that I wanted non-Muslims to see that Muslims are just like them. We're not angry people, we're not bad people, we're not trying to murder everyone, we're not terrorists. And that was one of the major driving factors, because we wanted everyone, like, I don't know, Leonardo DiCaprio, he one of the major things, he became an actor because he wanted to be loved. So for me, it's kind of like similar. I made
Yeah.
all this content because I wanted my faith and myself to be loved by all of these various people. To have all these non-Muslims see a person who's open-minded and accepting, and also happens to be a Muslim. I wanted it to do in that way, not like the faith. And for some people, it came off the wrong way. Like they took like, okay, Muslim, that's the first thing he's wanting us to see, and then it's what he does. But I can't do that because I'm not a sheikh, and I'm not very knowledgeable. I'm always learning every day about Islam, new things and whatnot. But I wanted it to be like, okay, this is Karim, this is what he does. He's an actor, makes comedy videos, but also makes really motivational videos, and he's also a Muslim. So it's like I want them to see me first and then find
Yeah.
out I'm a Muslim. It's much more beautiful that way.
Yes, I think it is possible with other faiths because in Islam is not why it's not possible
Yeah.
because Islam, as I said earlier, is not just a religion, set of codes, rules, and regulations. It's a way of life. So
True.
when you have other inputs in your way of life, then the Muslim questions why you are doing that. So because Islam is the only religion that gives you options to and solution for everything that we do. For example, if it's a banking, finance, daily life, family, everything. So that's the reason when they see certain way you're not doing it Islamically, then they point out, okay, you know what, you should be doing it. If, for example, you are there, for example, you are doing everything, but there are certain mistakes, they will ignore it. But there were some big things, so that's why they couldn't ignore it. Of course, as I said earlier, I would not mention any of those things what they were, but since you have moved on, that's the reason they call you out and say, brother Karim, and that was out of love. It was not to hate you. Trust me. Uh, I would mention one name. When there was a Delta issue, and I made a video supported the brothers who were involved in Delta issue. And one of those brother, Adam, he messaged me and has apologized for if I've ever said something that hurts you and all those things. I said, no, brother, you have not hurt me. When you did something, I advised you, and you were in problem, even though there were a lot of controversies. What was the real issue was, whatever it was, different story. But if you need anything, you can of course reach out to me, and that's what the Muslim are. And even today, I'm telling you, brother Kareem, I know your audience loves you, but if you need something, and even though the people, the Muslim who criticize you and they were against you, trust me, they will be the first people reaching out to you and standing there helping you. That's the beauty of the Muslim audience as well. You can say that, trust me. Me, uh, millions of other people, they will stand and say, brother Karim, we are here for you. And that's, I think, the beauty. And same goes to other audience. We're not saying the non-Muslim are from some aliens, other planets. No, they are our own brothers and sisters, they are our neighbors, they are our family, they are our relatives, they are our classmates, they are our teachers, they are our business partners. No, we are the one community. It's not like the religion should not make us to differentiate. Religion was not sent to divide people, it was sent to unite. That's the reason Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent only one message to the entire humanity. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. I have sent you not but mercy and rahmah to the whole humanity. It wasn't only for the Arab. I'm not Arab, but I follow your religion. If you put it in that way.
It doesn't matter. I mean, people don't even consider me Arab because I'm Egyptian, so it's
No, actually, no. This is a different story, but you know.